welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of the previous footage that Frank's put together to entertain you while we're away. Our next matchup is going to be Freya on medium red and Nathan on Grixis Reanimator. So let's take a couple minutes just to quickly look at the deck lists and kind of get a little preamble for what we're all about to see.
All right, so Freya is on mono red, medium red, I guess, actually, which is essentially a kind of a red deck that plays a lot of mana ramp in the form of artifacts. So we see Mox Diamond, Mox Ruby, Mana Vault, Mana Crypt. Like a lot of points
Lotus
are centered
Petal,
around.
Mox.
Yeah, a lot of points in the deck are centered around this fast mana ramp in artifacts. So typically looking to have a starting hand that has one of these ways to ramp and one of these really good creatures or other spells that are often disruptive in nature to really mess up the opponent.
Like Ancient Tomb in the land base,
Ancient
so on
Tomb,
and so
City of
forth.
Traders, like Crystal Vein even as like the the little sister, little brother of City of Traders, and Balin's Tomb, Balin's Tomb, which is Ancient Tomb. So there are just a bunch of bangers on like 3 mana and above that you want to play early. You can play, your Goblin Rabblemaster of old. Newer Lelia, the Blader Forge. That card is absolutely sick.
I play
and can go
Mono Red
nuts.
Prison and Legacy, and for anybody who plays that deck, a lot of these cards are also in that deck, obviously as 4-ofs or whatever in there. But yeah, you're looking to kind of lock your opponent out. Blood Moon early is really good, for example, and then just kind of jam your 3+ mana threats.
And end the game early afterwards. We do have to take a second and talk about the goblin in the room, which is Blank Goblin. So this is a sticker card from Unfinity, and as I understand it, essentially you're looking to put the guacamole sticker on it.
I believe that is the best sticker to possibly get.
That gives you 4 mana, right? UAOL, no, OE, right?
Yeah.
So you're just missing I and Y.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was actually cast in the last round. We didn't get a chance to ask Freya, but I'm
so
hoping,
how the
not
sticker
hoping that
mechanic
this
works, just so we get a little bit of a. You register 10 of them. Before your game, you choose 6 of the 10. Then you randomly get 3 of the 6.
Yeah.
Delusionary is the best option?
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Guacamole is
Subpar.
been dethroned.
Yeah, it's literally second string. So yeah, we'll see if that comes up. I don't know.
That's
I don't know
the
how
weirdest thing that is in this deck list.
I don't know how I feel about stickers.
You're allowed to not use stickers. You can proxy anything for them, so you don't have to ruin your expensive cards.
Right. I think they were also made with specifically adhesive meant to not ruin the sticker.
Not
cards,
risking
but I wouldn't risk it. I mean,
all right,
it's
let's flip
common.
over to Nathan's deck.
So Nathan, Grixis Reanimator, essentially looking to bin some massive monster. Archon of Cruelty and Atraxa are some of the newer adds to this deck. Gristlebrand is a classic. We also have some interesting ones like Trench Gorger, which like exiles a bunch of lands out of your deck and just gets swole as a result.
Got Sauron in there as well too.
Yeah.
From the
the new
Sauron
set.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool as well. And just like drawing cards, looting cards, putting things in the bin, reanimating it pretty early. So I think likely what we're gonna end up seeing is Freya trying to disrupt in some way. Like Blood Moon is going to be insane, I think, against Nathan because he has very few, if any, basics. I think actually, Island and Swamp. Yeah, you don't need mountains because all your things turn into mountains. Yeah. Oh, he's playing Tainted Pact, so he kind of has to be limited on basics. He could play Snow basics, and he is playing Snow Covered Island, Snow Covered Swamp. So he does have a handful of basics. We'll see if maybe he's wise to search for those early because not only does Freya have Blood Moon, she has, I assume, Magus of the Moon. Yes.
Yeah, that's
so multiple of those. And then on Nathan's side, I think we're going to see him try to, as much as he can, if he's getting aggroed down pretty quick, he's going to want to try to get a beefy monster out there in short order.
Yep.
And Atraxa being lifelink is going to be very
huge.
good.
Yeah. Quick point breakdown for the matchup. Nathan's going to be running Demonic Tutor, Intuition, Mystical Tutor, Tainted Pack, and Vampiric Tutor.
Yep.
As his 10. No, he's only running 9 points.
He's only running 9 points.
Running 9
yep.
points. Freya is running Price of Progress, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, and Mox Ruby.
Yep.
For a total of 10 points.
You know, she used that are available to her. Good on her.
That's a good idea usually. But,
yeah. Nathan
the kind of
bucking the trend.
That's it. Nathan is a little rebel. All right, we've found out that our players have completed the mulligans. They are both keeping 7. Nathan has won the die roll and will be on the play. That's enough talking from us. We can flip over into.
Well, I mean,
we're going to keep talking anyway. Yeah, you just don't have to look at us while we do it, which is probably a slight improvement.
Enough of our faces.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go. Props. We love that. We love that. That's what we like to see.
That's some good.
At the end of the day, it is still a game.
Yeah, that's right.
Probe. We love the probe on this side too. We get to figure out what's going on. Bowmat Courier over here.
So Freya kept a pretty land-heavy hand with Den and City of Traders. It looks like
Den being there, obviously.
What is
pretty
this
decent
promo card? What is that? So we have Bowmat Courier. So it looks like she's planning on dropping Bowmat Courier early, which is, I think, it's not the
what card is
clock.
that?
I have no idea. It's not the biggest clock, but it's certainly a good way to, over time, especially against a deck that does have some removal.
Rick, do we know what that card is?
The weird free mana thing?
What is that?
Can you go check?
Promo card. Can you check for us? So I haven't seen that one before, so.
And so Nathan just dropping a land to follow up the Taxing Probe. One wonders, why not save the 2 life? Maybe he has a removal spell for this Bowmat Courier.
That might make sense. Fatal Push, sure.
And Freya got a nice draw there.
Okay, it's a proxy of Seasoned Pyromancer.
Gotcha. So that is potentially going to be a nice way to dump any extra lands that she happens to draw.
We got the Mystical Tutor coming out.
And, ultimately, if she does draw a fair number of lands here, Den of the Bugbear is a great way to spend mana. Hits hard and adds another body onto the board.
Creates bodies, yep. Bowmat Courier, one of my favorite cards.
Yeah.
I'm a seasoned Mardu
aficionado.
Mardu Vehicles player, and Bowmat Courier was a personal favorite of mine.
Still very good. Still very good.
Without it being removed, can kind of give you that card advantage that the hand refill.
I was going to say, I'm curious what he's going to draw or what he's going to put on top of the tutor. I think typically you would see if they have one half of like the combo
they put the other half.
Get the other half, like a reanimate type spell if he has like a way to pitch a creature or something like that.
Yep.
But he actually went for Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm guessing that's going to be a way to accelerate
a couple
out
of spells this turn.
One of these types of spells that is kind of aligned to his
the Dark Ray coming out.
I see it. Animate Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, does he have it all? What is
Void Winnower.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we're seeing here is a Collective Brutality, which lets you discard cards to choose additional modes. I think that he chose to take a card from
-2/-2
hand
on the
and -2 on the Bowmat. Taking an Arc Trail, because why not? I'm guessing he would have taken something better if he
there
found
was
it
something
in our hand.
better.
But essentially what we're going to see here now is pitching the Void Winnower, which is a big, dumb idiot.
Which now we're going to see.
And now reanimating it in some way, shape, or form.
With the
Animate
Dead
there. Yeah, and that is gone, and the
card is
permanently exiled. So Void Winnower means that I think it's players or opponents, I can't recall, can only cast even spells. Or cannot cast even spells. Right.
Yeah.
They can't even, yes, is the joke. And can't block with even things. So it ultimately, in this case, it's just a big idiot that's going to kill Freya potentially very quickly here. And the Den can't block it if they were to activate.
10 damage is a lot.
And a follow-up.
Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Looks like that's going to be the card of the stream, maybe.
Yeah. So we're going to probably see the Seasoned Pyromancer here.
Yeah,
Chuck
needing
a-
to pitch cards to
Chuck
make
a couple
the,
cards that are
tokens.
not worthwhile or that are literally uncastable, like the Chandra that Freya picked up earlier. The other one, can't tell what that is.
It almost looks like a...
It's in the graveyard. It doesn't matter at this
Yeah.
point, ultimately. But ditching two non-lands means that she does get 2 tokens, which cannot block,
Yep.
which is going to
Yeah,
be relevant,
that-
I think.
It is.
The Seasoned Pyromancer, however, can block,
yeah,
and I
that's
imagine
odd.
that we
It's
will
5
actually
mana. Or
see
3 mana, sorry.
the Pyromancer block.
Yeah, it's a must or you're dead.
What are we doing? Mystical Tutor, I assume, off the Dreadhorde Arcanist?
Seems like a reasonable play, or you could...
Mentality. Pyromancer.
What?
Oh, it's a what? It's a 2-drop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
do
no, you can't get the brutality.
Rick, in the
In the
in
wings
in
over
peanuts,
here, peanut gallery.
Peanut
making
gallery.
I lost. That card?
Yeah, Rick just salty because he lost to the Collective Brutality, dealing him the final 2 points of damage.
We got an Entomb. Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Entomb, yeah.
Entomb.
That Pyro is not long for this world.
Nope. I honestly don't know, unless Freya just has like
Yeah.
a series of chump blockers, which is going to be really hard to do. I don't see how she gets out of this one. I mean, when she gets to 5 mana, which she could have with City of Traders next turn, she could exile the Pyromancer to get 2 more tokens, but again, they can't block.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really do anything beyond add to her own clock. And I suspect that's not going to be enough. I'm not sure what that card was that she drew.
Is it a Fiery Confluence?
No, it looked like
Couldn't see what it
like a
was.
card that was extended art, which I mean doesn't necessarily tell me anything.
Was that
That-
Lilia?
no, it doesn't look like that. Death Greeter's Champion is I think what it
Might
was.
be it,
So
yeah.
this is a card from a newer. It's from the Martian Machine Commander set that you can dash. It has backup. It gives something counters and
There it is.
double strike, which is a pretty sick card. And I actually got one of these recently. I haven't actually had a chance to play it. And then with dashing, obviously, it comes back to your hand.
Yeah.
It looks like she may
Alright.
have just cast it, just
Yeah.
to have the.
Well, you need
blocker.
the odd blocker, right?
No, it's an Eve.
It's odd. It's 3 mana, isn't it?
Yes, it looks like it. Yep. So the dash on that card obviously being interesting because if you have the mana and the time, you can continuously play it,
Yeah.
swing in with itself being double strike, and then
It
giving
is
something else
not
double
long
strike.
for this
but,
world,
yeah,
though.
I think we're just on chump duty here. So
There is a decent amount of damage cracking back here as well, too, each turn, but got Probe coming in.
yep. And that's
that just a
going to
pile of
see
lands?
3 lands. Yeah.
I know, like, watching games put you on a different, like, you can see more things, but he could have been tuned for Bolt there, right?
Yeah, potentially.
Playing Bolt?
Yep. So Rick, again, the peanut gallery.
calling
Calling out
This
that
one makes sense, though.
with Entomb.
Putting Bolt in
could
the
have
bin.
put Bolt in the bin. Again, I don't necessarily blame Nathan because this is like not what you're putting Entomb in the deck for. It's like, yeah, I'm going to put my 1 mana card in so that I can
Bolt
cast it with
to
Dreadhorde
kill your
Arcanist.
blocker.
That's not what you're typically doing, so I don't necessarily blame him for not seeing that.
Would have
line.
been a
It
cool
would have been a
line.
sweet line.
Yeah.
Would have been a sweet line, though. But, I mean, at this point, I don't even know what's possible for Freya to draw that.
Well, you can't
pulls
get
her
rid
out
of the
this
Winnower, so
situation.
yeah, you need each turn to play an odd
Now we're casting the Entomb.
creature to
Right.
block with that hopefully has some
Or
sort
you
of
try
value
to
effect
kill them
attached. Yeah,
the
that's
next
what I
turn.
mean.
Yeah.
But there's only lands in hand, right? It's like what?
Yes. What series of cards could be picked up that actually is possible? And
Can do 7 damage with a land next turn though with the Den of the Bugbear.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Well, and she has it, right? She has
Yeah, we know that.
the City of Traders, so that actually gives her enough mana to activate
maybe
and have
have a
1 red
bolt,
mana left
maybe.
over. So she actually could
There
draw
is theoretical lethal.
into
in play.
lethal here potentially, and again, it also depends on what Nathan has in hand, and I don't
Yeah.
think we've really gotten a good. Oh, I think it's actually a Life Death, which is the split card, which really only being played for the 2-mana Reanimate type spell.
Yep.
And it looks like Prismari
Mari command, I think. Yeah.
which
is
he
3
is
mana,
not
right?
able to cast right now. But you know what? Let's just.
Get a Fury.
Oh, but he's
Oh.
putting himself dead to Lightning Bolt. I
yeah.
mean, he was dead to Lightning Bolt
Anyway, yeah.
Did he lose the life from tapping the Fiery Islet for mana and the 5 life for the Life Death?
He was at 9.
He was at 9.
He was
yeah.
at 9, so yes, he did. Yeah, that's 6. Okay.
We're gonna dig with an eyelet.
Yeah, I think we're just
digging.
trying to.
Oh.
That is a Karizev. Ah,
No.
that's too bad.
No. Close.
That was
There was
I mean,
there was a chance.
So even though Nathan had turn 2,
Yeah.
turn 2 reanimation creature, he was
Still
still very close to dying.
Yeah, one spell off.
Yeah, and there are certainly, I think, like tiers of the creatures that you want to reanimate in the deck and against certain matchups. Like in this matchup, Archon of Cruelty, Atraxa, even Gristlebrand, and
Are
Iona.
amazing, yeah.
Iona is also insane because then you just literally have like, your
The
mono red
winner
opponent
order
not
there was
casting
basically
anything.
just like a 10-10 doofus.
Right, yeah. Void Winnower literally probably the worst of his
But
reanimation targets.
still enough.
Yeah, but it could have maybe gone a different way,
Yeah,
right?
that was very close. I think having used Probe to see Freya's hand. Oh, here we go.
We
We're
did
doing
not see this last game, but
sticker,
apparently this is the way that the stickers are being resolved, which from what Eric was telling us, I don't know if we actually resolved the stickers 100% correct there.
Yeah.
Because it looked like she had Nathan pick from the 10 and not from the 6,
six?
which is actually to her detriment.
Yeah.
Right? Like not
Maybe you do pick from the
advantaging
10,
her.
and I am not a
Yeah.
sticker aficionado.
If anyone in the chat is familiar with how stickers work in Magic the Gathering, please let us know. And if we need to let
3 of the 10 or
and if we need to
3
let
of the 6.
our table judge or event judge know, we certainly will. But I think ultimately that's not going to necessarily do Freya any favors or give her any unfair advantages. So I'm not too concerned at this point.
Unless the guacamole card is not there, then we should redo it until it is.
Gobison Pie saying you bring 10 and then pick 3 at random. So
so it is 10 and then 3.
we
You
heard
do not, yeah.
We heard a contrary statement from one of the players in the event. To be fair, it was not Freya.
Yeah.
But this other player said you register up to, or you
10.
register 10,
Pick 6.
pick 6 when the game begins, and then 3 are
Get
picked at
selected
random
randomly.
from the 6. So
But
yeah, again, if anything,
that
making
would
it a bit
make
harder
your odd, like
for
this.
her. Yeah. To get the delusional or whatever it is, and ultimately that only comes up with one of the cards in her whole deck.
Caracas,
So-
that could be good.
Based on the body language, I'm guessing Freya
Not
doesn't
overly thrilled.
Yeah, not thrilled with the hand. And I see a Caracas, maybe some other lands, and probably I thought it was a Lelia. Maybe,
But if you have no way to ramp into it
yeah,
and no disruption,
that's what I'm guessing
you're
her
probably
hand is. It's like
uncomfortable, right?
some lands and then like 3 drops, and that's just not what she's keen.
Depending on the reanimation target too, that Caracas is
She
either
has-
amazing or useless. So
It looks like she has 4 lands and 3 spells, but the spells are all like 3 mana or more, and she's probably considering whether she puts it away and tries to go for something that has a more aggressive plan and or mana ramp to get the heavier hitters out earlier.
yeah, so this is kind of akin to a legacy matchup as well too between Mono Red Prison and Reanimator, and being the red player, like that hand would scare me.
To keep, it would be risky to keep.
Yeah,
And she
I think
decides
that's
to
the
put it
right
back.
choice.
So, for folks at home, if you've seen me on stream here or heard of some of the decks I play, one of the decks I put together is what I call Eldrazi. I think that's just going to stay down before it kills me. So I have this deck that's essentially mono brown. I call it mono brown Eldrazi in taxes. And I play a bunch of colorless stuff, similar in terms of style, mana ramp, artifact mana ramp, and cards that are going to be good, really early in the game and also disruptive to your opponent's game plan. And I've been taking the approach that this deck wants to be played kind of like the Eldrazi deck from Modern, which is like you want to aggressively mulligan into the hands with the mana ramp, because getting the good cards out that much earlier just does, plays your game plan so much better, even if you're down a card or two. And I assume that the game plan is similar with this mono red, medium red deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand why she decided to throw it back and try to go for
you
something
want
more
3
aggressive.
mana turn 1, and
Yeah.
if you don't have something to disrupt them, you need an immediate threat.
Right.
Like, those are your only 2 choices. Like, I think you would choose disruption first. If
Yep.
you don't have that, then
So I'm curious what she kept. I thought I saw a Bomat Courier.
it looks like a Reanimator Ruins.
And what is that one? Is that maybe a Mana Crypt that she's proxied? Oh, so this is a Furnace. What's it called?
Furnace Punisher.
So yeah, that's almost certainly a Mana Ramp. Sorry, Mana Crypt.
Yeah.
No other card would allow you to make that play. Mana Crypt. Yeah.
Mana Crypt proxy,
Mana
yeah.
Crypt. So she was able to play turn 1 Furnace Punisher, and Furnace Punisher reads something to the effect of if your opponent has less than 2 basics, it deals them 2 on their upkeep. Or
Yeah.
each player. Sorry,
Each player,
it also
yeah.
triggers for her. It looks like. So being on turn 1, that's pretty good. Nathan took 2 immediately, so it's like you got 2 hasty damage in. He's going to take 2 next turn, and then probably 2 for a number of turns going
Oh,
forward.
Lelia coming out too. This is
an
a
insane
very quick
start.
start. Yeah. So Lelia, every
Holy.
card that gets exiled gets Lelia a counter. Oh, that's very important. You got lightning bolted.
Yes, if Lelia was able
Goes out
to
of
get
control.
in there even for 1 turn, I think the game would have been over. Like, I think Nathan is still in a rough way here, but gives him a bit of a fighting chance.
Yeah, who knows? Like, if Nathan's hand allows him to get something in the bin and out quickly.
Yeah, this Furnace Punisher is going to deal like 12 damage.
Yeah, it's gonna do a ton.
And Freya's still got something in the chamber, I think. At the very least, if she draws another red source, she'll be able to dome him for another 2 with the Ramanap Ruins.
Yep.
So I think we're going to see, unless he has another removal spell, which I would doubt, he doesn't have that many things that deal 3 or more, or just outright kills a 3 mana creature without like a fetch and a fatal push. We're going to probably see this Furnace Punisher deal at least like 6 more damage.
We're seeing
and damage to Freya.
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
seeing the difference when you get to the 3 mana immediately. Like, that's just a must for this deck,
Yeah.
basically.
And Freya is also
That's a
keeping
Chandra
pace.
Justice kill?
Yes, it does look like it. Freya is keeping near pace with the damage dealt to herself, but ultimately, like,
It doesn't matter,
she
yeah,
doesn't
that's
care.
the- yeah.
She just wants to kill Nathan as quickly as possible. And
Before he's able
Before
to do
he-
his combo, yeah.
so 9, so he's going to be down to 7 on his turn.
The Chandra coming in?
I would assume so.
No.
So we got someone on stream asking about names, Frank, because we don't have names on screen. I don't know if that's something we could put up.
Nathan,
We got Nathan Monjin on the left-hand side, and Freya, I don't know how to pronounce her last name,
Letke?
Letke on the
Yeah.
right-hand side. Nathan on Grixis Reanimator, and Freya on medium red. That was a hell of a follow-up. So we saw Chandra just to kill +1, which I think adds a red mana,
yep.
and the what's that one called again? Angie's Ravager.
Roger, yeah.
Which, if that hits Nathan, I'm pretty sure she's able to discard her hand and draw 3.
3, yeah. No, that's fine, Frank. We can fix it up between if we want to.
Yeah.
Can't see
All
the
right,
board.
yeah. No. Oh, on the actual stream?
All right. Nathan with lots of cards.
Yeah. Lots of cards and
Scooping.
nothing to do
That's
with
it.
them.
These Reanimator decks, I feel like, because of the point structure in Highlander, they forcefully make it so that you cannot combo multiple times, really, right? Like your reanimate spells and your tutors and so on and so forth. Like you're able to kind of assemble your combo like 1 time maybe. You can't have too many of the tutors to piece your combo together. So this kind of happens sometimes where you can't really like fire off your reanimator combo as often as you could with maybe like a commander deck, for example, right? Where you can kind of put a bunch of different sources into it. Like it's reliable, but there we see where the pieces just didn't really come together, right?
Yeah. There's certainly, you don't have as many ways to tutor out the different ways to get the combo going.
Yeah, you pieces, but
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's typically how these decks are more often constructed. It's just you have you're hitting a certain threshold of similar types of cards. So, one thing that I am, I guess, surprised maybe not to see here is Muddle the Mixture.
Yeah, that card is
which
very good.
can be used to go grab another 2-drop, which, those are your kind of worse reanimate spells, but it is something at least. And it can also go get something like a Charted Course if you need to ditch. Like it's almost like a 3-card combo type deck.
Yeah, you
'cause
need something
to have,
to pitch.
Yep.
You
need
need
to have the
something
pitch
that
card.
pitches it,
Yeah.
and then you also need the reanimate.
Yeah, and the ways you kind of get around that is there are a handful of cards that just put the thing straight from your graveyard into the bin, like Entomb or Unmarked Grave. Obviously, Unmarked Grave has some limitations. You can't put legendary things into your yard.
But don't worry, you have Void Winnower, so you're.
And honestly, Archon of Cruelty, like that.
Yeah. Archon of Cruelty
is insane.
That card is a house.
Yeah.
They're both keeping.
I mean,
Faithless Looting to start. That is a very good start for this deck.
Ultimately, otherwise, like Nathan is kind of playing a bit of a.
There's said Winnower.
Void Winnower again.
Grief pitching Sauron's Ransom. I love that card.
I mean, I was kind of hoping to see the Sauron's Ransom resolve. So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Ragavan, Blood Moon, and Magus. So double the effects. That's huge, actually.
Yeah.
But no way to ramp it out.
Well, the Ragavan was the way to ramp it out.
Yeah.
So, I'm not surprised to see Nathan take the Ragavan because now...
You have 2 of the same type of problem from the other 2 cards.
Yeah, and ultimately Freya is on a very slow hand now without that Ragavan.
Like,
so
in the next 2 draws, needs a mana ramp source. Like, absolutely.
Yeah. Frank, we have another suggestion from the chat, if you're able to accommodate, is... I think these are worthwhile suggestions. So maybe in smaller text under the names, the deck names, and then like the number beside the players' names of how many wins they have in the match so far. Thank you for the suggestions. I think those are good suggestions.
Yeah.
Even aside from
making Frank work, earning the paycheck today.
So we did see there Void Winnower come into play off the death side of life death, which is like a 2-mana reanimate. This might be all she wrote.
Well, you can play the Magus this turn, which can block.
Yep. And obviously
maybe shuts something down.
Yeah, but if you're blocking, then you're not shutting down.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, are we freezing up?
Oh, there we go.
All right. So it looks
Frank's
like we just
working so hard that
we just played it to block,
yeah.
And now we're casting the flashback of the Faithless Looting, the best art of Faithless Looting.
We got Sauron going into the bin. Oh, of course. It's a masterpiece.
I mean,
that'll be in the Louvre one day.
It is an interesting piece of art.
That is
Charma something or other.
Even.
What's this card called again?
Obsidian Charma. Yeah. But that cannot.
Oh, it can block.
Block, can it? Oh, it can.
Yeah. Well, she was only able to cast it because she had it reduced by 1. I think
because that's why. There we go. Yeah. No, this makes sense. Yeah.
And so she can block, and she's kind of forced to, right?
Yeah, no choice. It does 10 damage.
9. Oh, is it a 10 power?
I think it's a 10 power.
I thought it was 9, because the whole odd thing.
Is it?
That was a 9/7.
Is it a 9/7?
It's a perfect 9 to 7.
9/7. Yeah.
Let's look this up. We got Google.
We got the googly machine.
Void Winnower. It's an 11-9. Never mind.
Oh,
right, because she went down to 9 life.
There we go,
yeah. And unfortunately, I think that's going to be that. We have 3 lands and Blood Moon. See, so like, I can understand why Freya kept what she did.
Without the ramp, though, turn 3's too late.
But she had the ramp.
Oh, that's true, yeah, with the Ragavan.
She had the Ragavan. So, like,
the hand interaction.
Do you pitch that hand away hoping for something better, right? But, like, the 4 lands is, I think, the tough part of it.
Well,
right?
that was after 1 mull already, too, right? So.
No. It was 4. She had 4 mountains and 3 cards in hand.
Oh, was it? Okay, no.
I think it was.
Was it the previous matchup? There was the mulligan.
Yes. Yeah, the last game she mulliganed and she had the mountain Mana Crypt.
Crypt Sign. Oh,
Yeah. But here, not only did she have the Ragavan taken away, which was like the way for her to get an early Blood Moon out and really
We got another blocker.
cramp Nathan's style. Yeah, but
That's
she's
not
never
really
getting
getting
ahead,
there.
right? Yeah, it's just, especially, eventually Nathan's going to have a removal spell, and that's going to be all she wrote. Unfortunately, Freya drawing 3 lands off the top is just brutal.
Not what we were looking for.
Yeah. I'm almost surprised, actually, she didn't play the Fiery Islet that last turn to,
So you can dig for something.
draw again, to redraw.
All right.
What's going to
Moment
be?
of truth. Islet for the redraw.
That's a Vohar Vidalian Desecrator. I was going to say, if she had a threaten effect, she could threaten the... yeah, and I think that's going to be it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
Reanimator is going to be taking this one.
And that's the match.
That is it. Of all of the targets, Void Winnower both times.
Yeah, both times. I will say, yeah, and honestly, Voidwinter in that game did literally nothing. It was just a 11-9.
It did.
Like it was.
If it was any other, like you still have to chump block every single time there, so it didn't. And had an odd each time.
Right, but what I'm saying is like the ability on it literally
didn't
no
matter.
effect.
Yeah,
it was just a big feature. All right. Yeah, so that second game was a crazy start by Freya. So it was kind of unfortunate. I think that had there's obviously a lot of cards that Nathan could have had to disrupt the Ragavan, right?
Yes.
Even if Freya was able to play a turn 1, maybe Nathan has cut down or fatal push or
there is a lot of interaction still on that side of the board to deal with it. It's really tricky. So when you're playing like the Red Prison deck and Legacy or this deck, which is very similar, you're kind of looking for that 3 mana options, redundancy. The problem with the Ragavan is it's not a guarantee, right? You do not know you're going to be able to ramp out fast enough. But the hand's still good, right? It's not great, but it's still good. And pitching it, hoping that you're going to draw 7 better, or maybe. I'm not sure.
I think I might have been tempted to ditch it for 2 reasons. One, 4 lands and 3 non-lands.
Yeah, you don't need.
Is tough.
Yeah, and
especially because they're all mountains.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're not.
And then having the duplicate of the Blood Moon effect.
Yeah.
You really just need one of those effects to really mess over Nathan. And Nathan has a lot of non-basics.
If the Ragavan dies, you have nothing.
Yeah, which is what we saw.
Yeah, you have nothing, and by the time you can play your Blood Moon or you can play the Magus, too late probably already, right? So
it's hard to say what would have happened, but is what it is. Anyway, I think we are probably gearing up for round 2 here. Oh, we got to remind you, we're going to take a little break.
Every time
yeah,
break,
I guess that makes
okay,
sense.
There you go. Don't forget to subscribe on Twitch and our YouTube so that you can watch all of this great content often. It helps us out. We want to put Highlander in front of more people's faces. So if you can help us do that by just making a couple easy quicks, we appreciate it.
Yeah, best format, maybe other than Cube. But I love them both. Cube and Highlander have a lot of similarities.
It's one of the best ways to just put a pile of cards together, go out and play, because you can really play the way you like to play, and it's every type of play is viable.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of different archetypes that you can play. All right, so Nathan won that 2-1. Next up, we're going to have Dan on Bant Paradox Academy versus Air's midrange. Again, we're going to circle back to that in a few minutes, give you a break to grab a snack.
Snacky poo, maybe a little
drinky poo, a little bathroom breaky.
And then we get to watch some more amazing Highlander.
Yeah, powerful magic.
That's it.
See you soon.
Perfect.